It's me again. This is a review of Dominion. This one's not going to be quick. I only have like a front and back of a sticky instead of like a couple. Okay, so first, Tuvok. I love that like Tuvok showed up here. It was interesting to see him, and I was like, oh, I forgot about Tuvok. I love that, like, you know, Seven was testing him, even when she was not testing him. Like, she was talking about Calto. And then all of a sudden, she's like, I got the first one, Exelon, whatever. And he's like, wherever you desire. And she's like, he would never go, la la la. And, like, I love that. And I was like, oh, we showed Tuvok. Like, are we going to show the real Tuvok later on? Because that would be cool. Because we showed him once now. Like, the actor can't show up later on. Like, come on, dude. Let's do this again. I liked it. I am bothered. I mean, problem with war is ugly. I am bothered that, again, they're like, hey, you know what we should totally do to fight back against the fucking changelings? Let's make another disease to kill them off. Like, did we not learn our lesson the first time around? Like, history is doomed to repeat itself. Like, we just keep making the same stupid fucking mistake over and over and over. And I'm not saying that, like, we need to suck it up, but, like, come on, like, let's go ahead and biologically fuck up the changelings again. Cool, it's a great idea. I wrote this in the other one, too. Spiner acting the hell out of this. Yeah, again, Spiner is beating the hell out of the toggling. In this episode, he more so focuses on lore and data. I wrote Chekhov's gun in the beginning. Yeah, because they are, you know, ironically going back and forth with lore and data and lore and data and lore and data. And obviously, it turns into lore, putting them in a horrible situation. Yeah, see, I had thought about it the first time, and I agree with it. I wrote no erobotic syndrome. So they were saying that there's an anomaly that was like, maybe it's not the aromatic syndrome. Which, you know, come to think about it, if it's not aromatic syndrome, I feel bad for Picard because he, like, you know, dealt with that shit all those years. And then only after his body is an positronic thing does he find out that maybe it's not that. Maybe it was something else altogether. Like, really? Like, fucking, no one could have done, a few more tests or something? I don't know. There was a point when Vadic was talking to her hand, where her hand was, the whatever, was like Vadic and her kind, and I was like, y'all is the same kind, ain't you? Or maybe they were talking about, like, because they have the same blood type, and they're not pure blood, I don't fucking know. Like, it just seems like, this entity that is controlling them is not as part of one of their people. I don't know. It's fucking. It seems like an us versus them thing within the changelings. I don't know. It seems more complex than just like the people of the Great Link hate you. So I'm interested to see if there's like really truly a big bad beyond just like the changelings in general. Like, who's leading the changelings? Because it can't possibly be Odo or whatever. So I am like some weird shit is going on there. I wrote Jack's psychic. Yeah, Jack's eyes glowing red and, like, being able to hear thoughts or telepathic. That was the word I had said. I said psychic, but I meant telepathic. So that was, I thought that was an interesting thing. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. It is an interesting strategy to let them all to let the Vadic and those people come onto the ship, so that, you know, they can catch them and stuff like that. Interesting strategy, but I don't know how smart of a strategy it was. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but whatever. Vadic, again, this actress is fantastic in there. I like how this actress is pretty much the equivalent of bored now, you know what I mean? Like with Beverly and Picard. I do like Beverly going all mama bear on the thing. Like, I like watching a little bit of Beverly with the darkness and stuff like that. And, like, being a mom makes you some dark shit, man. Like, I'll fucking kill everybody. I enjoy that. It was, you know, it's funny. As much as we know Vadic is, like, the bad guy, and we've seen all this stuff happen before with Odo, Vadic telling her story of, like, they do a good job here of making, like, showing you torture. It's like torture of, like, liquid. You're torturing liquid, but for some reason it made me uncomfortable. Like, maybe it's because I remember Odo showed the story of, like, that person who experimented on him. I can't remember the doctor's name or whatever. That experimented on him a lot and, like, tortured him. Watching her and her others, going through the same thing. And, like, watching liquid bubbling and imagining this screaming was like it made me uncomfortable. Like, well done, Star Trek. Like, you were able to make me empathetic towards bubbling liquid. Well done. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. And it's I mean, torture will do that to people, obviously, and, like, it's hard to, like, blame them for their frustration and anger, whatever, because it's fucking torture and people be animals and shit. Like, that's just whatever. She had a line there that I was like, oh my God, like, I need you again. Star Trek needs to stop talking about the world again. Enlightened species tend to ignore each other's pain. Like, fuck. That is, like, our jam as humans, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was hard to watch. Oh my God. The other thing that was fucking hard to watch, Geordi begging Lore to stop. Like, oh my God. I was like, I got my heart caught in my throat when Geordi is like, please. Begging, I was like, oh my fucking God. And you could see the Data finally, like, showed up and whatever. Like, Geordi, just LaForge is, the man. And then fucking, the shadow fighting. I liked that scene. Now, do I know what it means? No. But I thought it was a cool scene to, like, shadow fighting. You know what I mean? With Jack and Sydney. Where she's like, what am I supposed to do? And, like, he's doing shadow fight. I thought that was really cool. But what the fuck is he that he can pretty much, like, control people or like, share their... I don't fucking know. Like, I thought it was cool, but it was still like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, I would... interesting. What else? Poor Shaw, I wrote. Poor Shaw is right, because Shaw is getting his fucking ass whipped. This, like, boy needs to retire after this shit, because he's like, ever since he met Jean-Luc Picard, he has gotten his ass whipped many times. So, yeah, I felt bad for him showing up and getting his ass whipped. It is what it is. Yeah, this episode wasn't as great as the ones before it, but I get it. We have to give context for, Vadic and the people she's with and stuff like that. Like, we have to give them whatever. This one was more, I guess it was supposed to be, like, more strategic and emotional and mental and stuff. My hair is crazy right now. So, yeah. All of that to say, where the fuck is Riker? Like, if Vadic is here, where the fuck is Riker? If Vadic is here and her entire team is here, where the fuck is Riker? Because we didn't see him this entire thing. All we had was that one little, like, code or some shit. But it wasn't anything special. Like, I don't understand. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it was a good episode. It just wasn't as good as the one before. But, and like, don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying, like, I'm spoiled at this point. So let me know what you think. All right. Talk to you in a bit. Bye.